We want to show you the results of the C-Voter Political Stock Exchange opinion poll for Chhattisgarh. I want to introduce our guests joining us on the Political Stock Exchange, starting with the lead cephalogist at C-Voter, Yashwant Deshmukh, with us on this broadcast representing the Bharatiya Janata Party. Its national spokesperson Sanju Verma. Radhika Khera represents the Congress. And we've got Amitabh Tiwari, columnist and political analyst. Let's take a look at the Chhattisgarh opinion poll results. I'll start by looking at the seat share and vote share projections. Remember, Chhattisgarh has always been very tightly fought. The margin in Chhattisgarh, even when the BJP was winning big, used to typically be 1 or 2% in terms of votes. What does it look like at this moment in the 2023 Chhattisgarh opinion poll data? Here it is on your screen. For Chhattisgarh, this is the first poll put out by India Today. Pitched battle taking place in this state. The Congress in the last elections had 43% vote share. The BJP had 33%. C-Voters projecting that in this election, the BJP could end up at a 41% vote share. That's a gain of 8% from the last election. That's a big gain because the battle is largely Congress and BJP. But despite the BJP gaining 8% votes, the Congress goes up from 43 to 46, which is a 3% gain, and still has a 5% advantage over the BJP. And remember, in largely a bipolar election, a 5% vote share gap is substantial. So let's see how this translates into seats. On your screen now are C-Voters projections for Chhattisgarh. In the 2018 assembly elections, the Congress had 68 seats. That's now likely to come down to 51. That's a 17-seat loss, 17 seats away from the Congress. The BJP had crashed. Remember, there are 90 seats in the assembly. So the BJP had crashed to 15. That tally now expected to go up to 38. That's a gain of 23 seats for the Bharatiya Janata Party. The others, and remember, the Jogi Party separately was a third player for the last few elections. Now others from 7 coming down to 1, a loss of 6. The big change, the Congress on a downward slope, the BJP on an upward slope. But despite that, a massive gap of 23 seats between the Congress and the BJP. The Congress still very comfortably in pole position. They need 46. C-Voter projects them at 41. So let me go across to Yashwant Deshmukh on these numbers first. The graph for the BJP is tending upwards. The graph for the Congress is sloping downwards. But there is still a gap and the Congress is in pole position. Is that the way, according to you, it's likely to stay? Or do you think the next few weeks, because of the way the two trajectories are going, the Congress on the way down, the BJP on the way up, will make Chhattisgarh exciting over the next few weeks?
Well, Chhattisgarh has become exciting, no doubt about that, but still largely in our trackers that we have been doing, we are looking at Chhattisgarh as a more of a going in a pro-incumbency right now, Rahul, simply because that, yes, the main principal opposition, BJP's vote share has massively increased, but somehow that vote share is not coming from the Congress account. You know, if a ruling party maintains or increases the vote share, that is something which accounts for a pro-incumbency kind of emotion. What is interesting to see that even though everybody looks at Chhattisgarh as a bipolar, but last elections, you know, every fourth Chhattisgarhi voter went to some other party, not the Congress and the BJP. That is being squeezed down to just 1 out of 10 right now instead of 4 out of 10. And that bipolarization of the state is what is making it much more intense, likely to make it much more intense in the coming weeks and days. But as far as overall picture is concerned, even though there is a hint of anti-incumbency, but largely speaking, Congress increasing the vote share, BJP increasing much more, making it a much more typically bipolar. Still, it looks like at this point of time, as we talk, as a pro-incumbency emotion on the ground.
You know, in case you're wondering, how is it that the Congress's vote share is also going up and the BJP's vote share is going up by 8%? It's because the Janata Congress Chhattisgarh, the JCCJ of Ajit Jogi, when he was expelled for anti-party activities, he and his son Amit, in Chhattisgarh in 2016 in June. They set up their own party. They contested 57 seats in the last assembly election, won 5 with 7.61% votes. That vote is now getting split between the BJP and the Congress, which is why others are going down so sharply. Now I want to go across to Radhika Khera. The trend line suggests the Congress still in pole position. You're 5 seats more than the majority. But the BJP has gained ground. They had completely collapsed in 2018. From there, the BJP seems to be making a strong comeback.
Well, Rahul, I don't agree with the results of the Sea Voter Survey. The Sea Voter Survey in 2018 had also predicted that the Bharatiya Janata Party, the opinion poll had predicted, is going to go ahead and form the government. And I have your article from India Today from 2018, September 7th, where your first political stock exchange also said that the respondents favor incumbent Chief Minister Mr. Raman Singh as the next Chief Minister. The Sea Voter had already declared that Raman Singh ji would be the next Chief Minister. That is what their opinion poll said, but that did not happen, and we saw massive loss for the Bharatiya Janata Party. They were down at 15 seats. The Congress at 68. This is the highest number of seats any party has won in Chhattisgarh. Now coming back to what has happened. If you see today's newspaper, the Bharatiya Janata Party has appointed over 220 national leaders from different states to come and work in Chhattisgarh. They do not have a face in Chhattisgarh who is going to represent them. Till date, they have not been able to tell the people of Chhattisgarh who is going to be their face. They do not believe in Dr. Raman Singh anymore. If they have to send 220 national big leaders for just 90 seats, that just shows how scared the Bharatiya Janata Party are, and they've already accepted that we are losing. The Congress has worked extremely hard in the last 5 years. Chhattisgarh is the state with the lowest unemployment in the country. And when we formed the government, we were given a state where schools had been shut down in the Naxal area. We were given a state which had malaria at its peak in the Naxal area. We had all sorts of unemployment and everything, which the Congress party
Sanju
has
Verma, the Congress's argument, it doesn't matter where the graphs are going.
Over 60 awards in the last 5 years.
In the end, the poll shows the Congress in front, the BJP behind, a big enough vote share gap to ensure that Raman Singh is likely to get re-elected. The 5% vote share gap between the runner-up and the winner, which would suggest that that's very difficult to change.
Okay. Rahul, I'm not going to rubbish the Sea Voter, poll outcome, because by doing that, I would actually be negating, various instances when Yashwant Deshmukh has given a majority to the BJP in various states, and he's been proven right. But keeping the Sea Voter poll aside for a minute, as somebody who tracks politics very closely, I want to tell you this, that in the last 2018 Chhattisgarh Assembly elections, the vote share of the BJP was 33% and that of the Congress was 43%. There was a 10% difference. But you're right, the BJP managed to get only 15 seats and the Congress got a whopping 68 seats. Because the BJP was not able to translate vote share into winnable votes. But from 2019 Lok Sabha elections, again, the gap was 10%. But this time, the BJP had a vote share of 51% in Chhattisgarh in Lok Sabha 2019. And the Congress in Lok Sabha 2019 had a vote share of 41%, 10% behind the BJP. With a 51% vote share, the BJP in Lok Sabha 2019 got 9 seats and the Congress got 2 seats. The limited point I'm making is between 2018 and 2019, the BJP, while there were 2 separate elections, one was a Vidhan Sabha election, one was a general election. Despite that, there was a massive 10% upsurge in the BJP's vote share, point number 1.
No, but that's for Modi. See, the fact is that you're not projecting Dr. Raman Singh. He's rather been discredited from within in the manner in which... No, ma'am, here's the point I'm making. Ma'am, just respond to my question. Prime Minister Modi, and our data in the next few answers will show you that even more, still remains massively popular. It's your state leadership in Chhattisgarh which doesn't seem to have been able to generate the same kind of support as the Prime Minister has.
Rahul, why is it that you guys, आप लोगों ने सोच के रखा है बीजेपी का chain of thinking, उसको एक बार तो interrupt करना ही है. My entire thought process, you nicely interjected and, what have you. Let me now come to the moot point that you're saying. I agree that Lok Sabha elections are fought on Narendra Modi's face and state elections are a different ballgame altogether. But I want to make one very interesting point to you, which no anchor, no political analyst is giving us credit for. Between December 2022 and December 2022, you being a seasoned journalist, you know this. BJP has effected a massive organizational change in Chhattisgarh. Earlier, Chhattisgarh, BJP was known by only 3 leaders: Raman Singh, Saroj Pandey, and Brijmohan Agarwal. But now, Arun Sao, who's the Adhyaksh of Chhattisgarh BJP, is very popular amongst the Adivasi community, amongst OBCs, amongst the Dalit community as well. Point number 2, we also recruited ex-IS officer Vijay Sharma and O.P. Chaudhary. O.P. Chaudhary represents the bastion of the OBC within Chhattisgarh, and he's also a very popular face. Then we've recruited and given him the position of vice president. He will be a big calling card for the BJP. The name is Kedar Kashyap, the son of popular BJP leader Baliram
Okay, so you've spoken enough.